Hello, and welcome to Rolling Escapades Season 2, Episode 29, Part 2, the web series in which we play D&D and put it on for your entertainment. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and you'll come away feeling extremely entertained.
End of last part. We all laughed. We all cried. Not sure we were entertained.
I came away extremely entertained. I found the whole thing stupidly funny.
I'm here all night.
So,
Until I die.
Break a leg.
For those of you that missed part 1, they had a fight with trolls. Some bad decisions were made. Some people died. One person died. Everyone's back alive now, but
Still.
there we go.
And we no longer have a spell scroll.
No longer have a spell scroll over Revivify, which the DM gave to you ages ago as a gift, for just in case. So, you guys have killed the trolls. You've piled up their bodies inside the cave, and you are making your way back to town. Marching order.
Somewhere in the middle.
In the middle.
Front, actually.
Yep.
Being the least battered looking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then I'd say single file
middle.
behind that.
Single file.
I'll go after them.
I'll cover the roof.
Where's the axe beat going?
I'm gonna say we can either
No.
it's
a chicken.
we can either kill the axe beak or I can just let it run free.
What, to be killed by something bigger and nastier?
Yes.
In the woods? Okay, cool.
At least it might screech.
Squawk, 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 squawk.
It would move 100 feet.
Yeah,
instantly.
it really GTFOs.
Can we not go in the cave?
It's just a marching order. The cave.
Yeah. To the cave we go.
We think we're marching. It's all an illusion. We're really going in the cave still.
So yeah, the axe beak disappears, and it probably lasts a whole 5 minutes before it is killed.
I mean, that's pretty good.
It had taken damage. So.
I was not giving him more than 30 seconds.
Well, if it was within 30 seconds, you guys would come to attack, so it's got to go some distance. But you guys spend the hour travelling back to the back to Bleackwick. The journey is uneventful, but you get the sense that you are following a sort of patrol path. So the town does a good job of keeping the area tidy. Just the trolls were something a little bit beyond them. A little bit beyond you guys, to an extent.
It turns out.
We would have struggled more if both trolls had been there the entire time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Andrew wasn't here in the MVP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you learn that they are indeed native to the plane that you are currently on.
This is true.
For science.
So,
we also learned they weren't undead.
yep.
Or Celestials or Fiends,
Fae- Is it Fae as well?
Fae.
Or Fae, yeah.
Or
Who'd have
elemental?
thunk?
No, they might be elemental.
Oh, yeah.
They could be elemental.
Or dragons.
Or dragons. Yeah. Yeah.
So you get back to town. You are outside the gatehouse. They do the guards do see you coming, and the gate and the drawbridge is opened for as you get there, and you are able to walk in. You would have been spotted sometime before getting the gate bridge, so the Sheriff Mazoh is already there, waiting for you guys. He sort of looks at you. You survived then.
I
In a
get out
sense.
the armour.
I'm afraid your scouts or patrol didn't.
That's what we figured. What was it?
Trolls.
Peculiar trolls.
Bitey trolls.
Most trolls are biting.
They appear to have a skin condition.
We found him in a cave amongst some rocks along the end of this path.
In a ravine.
Right. Okay. Yes. No. I know of the cave.
We moved the bodies inside the cave because we didn't have anything to burn them with. And we're not sure how it works with.
Guess we'll find out.
I think it might be wise for this future security of your village if you block the cave up to prevent animals from and other nasty beasts
From occupying.
using
Yes,
it.
it hasn't proven to be an issue before, but yes, now we will make sure we put something in the way.
Possibly you could put some form of metal door over it and use it as a checkpoint just in case something needs to hide from stuff.
No.
Or my associate here, Pa, is magically strong, and he can help shift some large rocks in front of it. That may be.
I may need a crane or two to get them on top of each other, but otherwise, yes.
I may just make minor adjustments to the patrol route so it goes around the ravine. We were going through the ravine to check the cave, but if we just go around the ravine, stop at the ravine, generate some noise, see if anything comes out the cave, at least we can deal with it from the top.
But now that we've helped you with this, we'd really like if you could tell us where the children enclosure place is, so we can get investigating that and help you with that, because time is of the essence. Finding those children as soon as possible would be.
She looks at you and is like, I'm sorry, children?
Yeah, we know that some of your children have gone missing.
How?
We're professionals, lady.
We're no strangers to collecting information about new places we go to. That's part of our job. And finding out things, wrongs that need righting and good deeds that need doing. That's what the Errant Guard are all about.
Okay.
And if there's anything else that now that you know you can trust us and that we are capable, if there's anything else that you feel that we need to know that you can trust us with, that need help with, please feel free to let us know.
I mean, sure, yeah. Let's... I have a map to give you.
That would be wonderful.
Yes,
Yes.
that's true. That would.
So I will give you... She pulls out a scroll case, and you're talking to her, so she hands it to you. It's a very standard scroll case.
Yeah, I keep it. Cool.
And she goes, let's go back outside the village briefly.
Some of my compatriots were hurt in the fight. We'd like to get unless you need to go now for a certain reason. We'd like to get a quick rest in if we can.
I have something I wish to discuss with you, but I'd rather discuss it not here.
I will live just on the other side of the drawbridge for 5 minutes. It's fine.
Same.
Certainly.
She then goes to the guards, who are a little confused, but reopen the drawbridge. And you walk across, and she doesn't take you that very far from the walls, but it's a good...
Just out of earshot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, with the gap between the banks and the walls, and then goes like another 40 or so feet. And then she, on a quite a low, quiet voice, she's like, yes, if you're looking into the children, you could potentially look into the disappearance of the town leader as well. Liam just
Kechro.
Kechro, yes, that one.
Can we move?
'Cause I can.
As she's saying it, I will say that out loud.
Yeah, she knows the name. Liam doesn't know the name because
Yeah.
Liam doesn't do names.
Do some names.
Yeah.
Yes, we know.
Yes, Kechro. Yes. Her and her bodyguards disappeared. Coming back from our separated area. They weren't in sight of both. The areas are specifically cited. The area is specifically placed to be out of earshot of the town, village. But there is a period during which you travel and you are not visible to either guards on the walls here or guards on the walls there. She vanished. Her and her. Did I say six? Six. Wonderful. Her and her six guards have vanished.
My burning question for you is, why did you need to take us outside the town to tell us about this? Do you suspect someone in the town was involved?
Potentially, and currently they think she is in bed ill.
Mm-hmm.
As I suspected.
Insight check.
Sure, make an insight check.
Lol.
18.
24.
22.
22. Cool.
Really bad.
Yeah, no, she's been upfront, forefront about it. She's attempting to keep it under wraps for the time being.
To avoid panic and
Yeah.
this one and whatever. Well, we would like to still prioritise the children, I think, as a group. But once we've dealt with that situation, we'll definitely look into this.
Yes.
If we're going on the route, we could keep an eye out just in case.
I think
Is it on
that's
the
what
same way?
Yes,
our plan,
so
when we
between the two.
originally thought about it, that's what our plan was.
She said yes. There's a bit you can't be seen between two areas, and she disappeared somewhere in there.
And you wrote this down before, Sam, because I think it's the information I have from you.
Yes.
But the date when Kechro vanished was
A
10
week.
days ago.
10 days
Yeah,
ago.
so, yeah, so 10 days, yeah.
A week. Yeah. And the kids, it was 2 incidents, 6 days and 2 days. Yeah.
6 days
get
ago,
you
3,
guys
and then 2 days ago, it was 5 days.
at a later point. You guys will get a better map than this.
What?
But because I'm going to use it. So you are at the bottom right corner. You can see there's a mountain range called.
Nightwalker's Birth?
Sure, yeah, that one. It's a thing. There is an additional river I'm drawing on because that scale is not big enough. But directly east from those mountains, there's a river that goes out to the sea. That is the river that you have walked along. There will also be settlements put on there. I just haven't decided where they are as of yet.
None of these names sound good.
No.
No, they
Just-
don't.
Forest of Sorrow sounds like a wonderful place, just a weekend out.
I know.
So,
I mean, just the mountain's called The Crying. I'm just like,
so the Forest of Sorrow, because you can put things together and work out where you've been, that is the first forest that you saw where the crystal was when you first arrived.
gotcha. Yeah. Cool. Well, this all seems terrible. Marvellous.
Did we get? Would any of the cities or towns be on the coast where the lights are?
There are none marked on the coast. Point things that are marked on there that I do know. There is something called Blackrock Stronghold, which is if you.
I'm going to assume it's in the blood volcanoes.
I have to double check.
Is it in the Hopeless?
I think you should remember where they are.
I need to double check where it is because no, it's in the Solus Peaks.
Oh, much better.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Do you know what? Whenever I hear the words Blackrock and Fortress or some combination, I imagine volcanoes.
That's fair.
Unsurprisingly.
Yeah, so Blackrock Stronghold is in the Solus Peaks. There is sort of next to there is another village that I currently don't have a name for, so it will be there.
The town of Arg Kasplat.
Yeah. There is
Castle Anthrax.
west of where you are at Bleackwick towards the Nightwalker's Cursed Peaks, whatever it is I've called it.
Nightwalker's birth.
Cool, Nightwalker's birth. Just double check. Right.
Lovely.
One.
Yeah.
Nagpa's Curse.
It's a definite holiday destination.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you're into death.
Is a town called a village called Gormire, which is the one that Mako told you that you traded with.
Yep.
It's an elven settlement. That's the mining settlement.
I've forgotten not to go there.
Mining
Where
eels.
do we land? The beach of anal bleeding? What the hell's going on with that?
I'm guessing we're in this little lagoon here somewhere.
No. You're on the other side of the map.
Well, the boat's there, is it?
No, the first wood we.
Because I thought we'd be there because you said that's that river we followed, right?
No,
Forest of Sorrow is where you started. The bottom
Oh, other side.
down
okay.
side of the map, and you've
Yeah.
gone up. Yeah.
We're going up this way.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're in the middle.
Right.
So we're in Nagpa's something.
Necro's Curse.
Or in Nagpar is.
That's what
Yes.
it says.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Nagpa's Curse. Yes, that is where you are near. Yeah.
So we go take a short rest.
Yeah. There's I think 7 settlements that are marked on there.
Huzzah.
She does say these are the ones that you want to talk to. Some of the ones that you don't want to talk to. They are marked slightly differently.
Is this the weird creepy tower? Its own little thing on here.
Yes, the tower is also in the Solus Peaks.
No.
It is just marked as the tower.
Lovely.
It's a B&B. That's destination wedding.
Do you have the token or writ of passage that you promised when you took this quest?
Yes, so she pulls out it's a very small like iron coin that is interestingly is stamped with an ox head, which she passes to you. Goes, that's my coin. The people who I know will know what that means.
And it simply has a meaning beyond it being your coin?
It will mark you as people that are a level of trustworthiness.
Yes, she trusts us. She has given us her mark to bear. Thank you for that.
Yes, it means you can get into Gormire, for example.
Excellent, perfect. How large would you say the area that can't be seen between the two settlements is? Are we talking a mile, hectares? Like what kind of distance is this?
It's not a very large. I mean, the area outside is. It's about 45 minutes walk away. There's a section of. It's not very big. About 5 minutes or so that you can't be seen from both. It's as you pass between a pair of hills. But it's the easiest route to walk.
Who is, if I may ask, next in line to the city, or being title of owner after Kechro? Is there anyone that could possibly stand to gain from them disappearing?
No one's really. No one's in line, as it were. No, the town decides a leader based on a decision they make between them. Whilst a leader is replaced, technically I'm the de facto person in charge, but only until a new person is put in. I don't want to run the town. I purely want to focus on security.
Insight check.
Sure.
Take her away, boys.
No, that's the other way. That's a 9.
9.
No idea.
Yeah, I mean,
Did she have any enemies, or does your town have anyone? Does your town have any enemies that might want to get rid of her?
possibly, yeah. There are things that live here that aren't pleasant. Some of them are sentient, some of them are not.
did she have any disagreements with any other towns that would be aware of this gap between the two cities?
No disagreement that I'm aware of. No. But then she may have. There are people here who are unpleasant. We're a hardy group of townsfolk, but we, as in comparison to some of the people that live here, we are polite. We are extremely friendly.
Didn't shoot us on sight. That counts as extremely friendly from what I've seen.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So, potentially one of the other settlements that I know exist, but I don't know the location of, may have come. But it's require a lot of planning and a lot of prep, and it's hard to stay completely hidden to every location.
True. It just seems very targeted that it only took your leader and their 6 guards.
Yes.
Which would require a level of planning and preparation, I hope.
And left no corpses. Well, I suppose the corpses could be walking.
Who do you suspect? I mean, you brought us outside to the town for a reason.
Well, I don't suspect anyone in the town. I just don't want them to know.
Yeah.
Right now.
But the knowledge, the precise nature of the route and the timing would indicate that they may have had, whoever did it may have at least have had an ally or informant within your walls.
Yes, it would imply that, yes. But I wouldn't know who it was.
We'll do our best to find them for you.
Yes. I mean, no one stands to gain anything, and if the town panics, it falls apart, and we are only safe as long as everyone works in unison and does the thing they need to do.
Who knows that she's missing, apart from you?
Me, obviously, and Yeldris.
You're the only two.
That's the priest, right?
Yes,
Yes.
their priest.
I'm just checking that she would actually mention him.
Yes.
Is that right?
He has to know because he is the one who is seeing to her medical care.
Wink. Cool.
Yeah.
Well then, yes, we should take a short rest to cover ourselves after that encounter, and then we shall be off to investigate these things for you.
Hoping you can find something.
Yeah.
There were with the children that went missing. There were various guardians that were in the area at the time, which I can put you in contact with. But when we spoke, and they didn't remember anything. They went into the area. Things were fine, and then when they left, it was only after they realised that they were missing children.
Good to know. Thank you.
Now, this may have been asked already, but I don't remember, and I've been eaten by trolls today. So, I'm going to ask again. This other area, is it always occupied, or do you leave it empty?
It's always guarded.
Right, so there's always people there.
Yes.
Cool, right.
It's guarded to keep clear. After a burning, we normally leave it for a period of time.
Okay.
After a funeral, and we've burnt the body. That is just in case things arrive.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't find anything to attack, they leave rapidly.
What period of time?
Not for very long. As long as it takes for the fire to burn down.
So there was already a group of soldiers back there now, or?
Yes. No, there will be yes. There will be guards on post now.
Okay.
Well then, thank you for your time. I think we should prepare ourselves and check the area, I suppose.
If you are looking to get a bit more help, as it were, I would recommend talking to.
The Raven Queen.
No, not the Raven Queen. Hang on. Where's the name gone?
Their horse.
Their horse, no. Talk to Jurond.
Jurond.
Jurond Vesthev. He's a.
Yeah, try and pronounce their name.
I heard fluff.
Vesthev.
I heard Vestvend.
Vesthev.
Fliff.
He is a herbalist within the town. His skills are in identifying, collecting, and working herbs. If you tell him I sent you, he may be able to provide something of assistance.
And he's in the main town here.
He's in the town, yes.
Well then, let's go and rest up, team.
Yep. Cool. So, where are you guys going to go to rest up?
Probably the church.
Temple.
I was about to say, yeah, I would go to the church.
Yeah.
Cool. That's fine enough. You'll go in. Gyaris will see you about and just sort of indicate he's the same room you were in before as he continues his day. You guys will spend an hour resting. You will finish a short rest. You will get the benefits thereof.
To finally take off that monster hunting mask and be like, oh god, it's so sweaty behind this thing. You guys wear your helmets all day.
Oh, I get used to it. Do you mind if I have a look at that coin quickly?
Go for it.
Right, this ox head, does it look like the other ox head from the spider? The
No.
other drawing?
No.
Looks nothing like it?
No.
Okay, cool. So wants to double check.
I risk it and I play a quiet song of rest to help with the healing.
Oh, wonderful.
One extra hit point, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gonna, it's
I
gonna
am
make
one
all
off
the
my. I am
goddamn
one off my
difference.
max.
Huh. I can use my bloodhound dice as well now.
Yes.
Sweet.
So yeah, just
The
What is that,
D10
D10?
rather than a D8.
yeah.
Cool.
So obviously, right, the inside of the temple has no windows, but there are lit torches, and where the fire is, there is light, and there is colour.
Yeah, with the weird shimmer and
Does Shade still have the massive wounds?
It's only a short rest, dude. Probably does.
They're still there. I mean, a short rest as he gets to bandage them up.
It was basically seeing if they were actually
Yeah.
at all healing, if they're actually.
They'll heal after the effects of things like cure wounds, allowed hands, and healing potions, and whatnot. They do seal up because that's
Okay,
what
cool.
healing magic does.
I wanted
He
to-
still has a hole in his arm, but it's no longer dripping.
Plus, I would have bandaged that up
Yeah,
quickly because I'm just like, nope, don't need that.
Obviously,
Deal with it
gonna
later
sit
on.
there and bandage up everyone's
Yeah.
gaping wounds.
Yeah.
Combat medic, yo.
Yeah.
Used to
Interestingly, the
Used to it.
the black veins that are running through both Shade
Oh, man,
and Par
Full of them.
don't disappear from the healing magics, but over time you do notice the black sort of starts to fade.
My body's full of that.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Well, actually, no, Par's is definitely worse because he actually took
Yeah,
more damage from the troll than you did. You just took damage from the floor.
True.
Floor down.
What was it like being dead?
Uh,
So you being like there must be some limbo place, right? I don't know.
no,
Just wondering.
you don't go to the
Just wondering.
D&D version of Limbo because you are a follower of a specific god.
There we go. This is what I needed to ask it.
Yeah, so you weren't dead long enough
Mm-hmm.
to experience wherever you ended up.
Cool. Okay.
You just had darkness.
Thought I'd check.
But yes, if you are not following a specific god, then you would go to you would go to soul purgatory until someone claims your soul.
Really if we're in the Shadowfell and you worship the Raven Queen, you know how far to go when you die.
Yeah, but I
Just get back.
I was trying to.
You're just going to be there going, well, in the same place.
Mhm.
Get back up.
Whereas if
Oh,
the last
like,
people
oh,
died,
I've seen
then
you
we'll
a
all
lot
make
earlier
Raven
than
Queen,
expected.
except
Well,
maybe
it's fate.
Eldon and Jamshir. Actually, no, yeah.
No, if you die in the Shadowfell and you don't follow a god, you still end up in purgatory. You stay there until a god claims your soul, which is normally a god turning up and being like, I want to claim your soul, and you either decide you want to leave or continue to remain in purgatory. So you may even have Asmodeus be the first person to be like, I want your soul.
No,
No, no, I'm gonna stay here. But yeah, it's fair. I can see the devils just turning up saying, yes, you've come to us.
Mm-hmm.
We have great benefits.
The dental is amazing.
Yeah. However, our hair, not so.
Yeah.
I imagine you probably would be able to do the full on ding as well because
Yeah.
definitely.
Here's the catch.
Right.
Which horns would you like? These horns or these horns?
So you
we're
have
looking very
finished.
horn, darling.
Would you like a tail?
You have finished a short rest.
Right.
Are you leaving town immediately, or are you going to?
What time of day is it?
Yeah,
We don't know.
Yeah, it's
It's gloomy.
it's perpetually gloom.
Can we ask someone?
It's
Are
like
we feeling
perpetually
tired?
dusk. So it took you an hour to get here to the town. You waited in the town for an hour, 2 hours outside, hour to the thing, hour back. So you've been going for about 5 hours.
So it's only like early afternoon-ish.
Have we noticed it get dark, or does it always remain perpetually gloomy?
Perpetually gloomy.
Okay.
Apart from inside the cave, actually, when you went inside the cave, that was like almost as soon as you crossed into the cave, it was pitch black.
Lovely. I guess we make a move now.
Do we want to?
Hit up the herbalist on the way up?
Yes, if we could
I would like to talk to him.
make that happen.
Let's go there then.
You'll make your way across the town. This will be the first time you actually cross the midpoint of the town, which is particularly interesting because the whole middle section of the town is one massive long wharf. There is about a 20-foot gap in the middle of the town with a bunch of small fishing boats. And then as you sort of, there are like bridges and whatnot, you can see the walls continue across the other side, and looking across the river, you can see there are wooden portcullises that are set into the water that are raised and low as the boats can head in and out. But it keeps all of it within the city.
Yeah.
And there are people who are just sort of fishing inside particular sections of this wharf. But you cross over one of the bridges, make your way. There's nothing that really identifies the buildings. It's sort of, you've got given directions, you get there, you're sort of looking around, and have to ask again just to check because most of the buildings look the same. They're just squat wooden buildings. There's not much to them. They're not very tall. Most of them have no windows.
Can I try and identify which building it is by smell of the herbs?
Sure, make a perception check.
Excellent. 20.
Sure, yeah. You're standing there and then looking around trying to work out which one it is, and Darek goes, that one.
Oh, you dog.
What did you smell?
Rot and decay.
Not fish.
Yeah, not fish. It smells strongly of fish.
Yeah.
Just got a whiff of something that wasn't fish. Yeah, so
Fish. Mushroom!
so it doesn't seem to be like a shop that much. I mean, as you're watching, someone walks up to the door, sort of knocks. You see a sort of middle-aged, starting to grey, starting to bald. Man, he's got a very, very slight hunch. He sort of opens the door, talks to them a little bit, hands them a little package, and the person walks off. And then he sort of looks around and spots the seven of you, and is like, "Well, who are you?"
Yes, we know.
Yeah.
No, we're the Errant Guard. We're here to help you in your town. And Sheriff Kechro told us.
Marco.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, other one. Yeah. The sheriff told us to come, and you might have some helpful information to us because we're going to go and investigate the enclosure, and I'm thinking about talk about it inside if you don't mind.
Okay, sure. The sheriff, you got something from the sheriff to say, because you might just, I mean, you're in the town. That's a much. Yes,
I love
okay.
your real like, yeah, my
Sure. Yes. Come in. He sort of steps back from the door and just leaves it open.
Is there room for 7 inside? Like, how big is this house?
It's not very big. You can fit in. As you get in, you can see he's just got like it's actually mostly open space. Apart from sort of counter at one side, and like there's a wall that is just shelves and filled with various vials and bottles of different types of herbs.
Do I recognise that either like the majority of the herbs, or are they just?
They're all very strange. They all look very, very odd. But
Shadow herbs, yeah.
the thing that you guys will, as a whole, will recognise, because you have some with you, is behind the sort of counter that he's got like a pestle and mortar. There is on a separate shelf a collection of health potions. He sort of sits himself down behind the counter and just picks up the pestle and mortar and just starts continuing to grind whatever he was doing. Right, I guess you want them.
I'm leaning on the door.
Yes, please.
Yes, I think that might be why she sent us here. We're going to go and look for the missing children.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So any assistance you can give us in that in that regard would be most welcome.
I need some of them to stay here, obviously.
Obviously.
Yes. So I will give you a greater, and I will give you 3 lessers.
Any chance of a second greater?
I only have 3 greaters. But if you want, if I give you 2 lessers and no greater, I will give you my superior.
I think that would be.
Yes.
I think we like that option. Yes, that would be very good of you.
Good. So he reaches out and pulls down, what is obviously a much bigger vial, and puts that down, and then 2 of the other ones.
I do want to ask you a question of what base do you use in your healing potions? I don't recognise the majority of the ingredients.
He says, I can't remember what I called it. He says the same herb that is used as a basis for healing potions.
Ethanol.
Sure.
That's what I've got it written down because
Cool.
I did.
Yeah, that one. It's the same herb.
Okay, so it is one that surprisingly existed. Even
Yeah,
here.
the specific interesting about that herb is it grows very well in dark places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why you.
Prolific round here.
Yeah,
I am going to be searching for this because
Yeah.
it's a lot to make healing potions.
that's why
Next thing you
it's
know, he's got a farm out back.
it's most often found in forests and caves because of the gloom.
So it's going to be literally everywhere.
Yeah, which is why some random tiny ass herbalist has made a superior healing potion. He has shit tons of the stuff.
I'm not going to be collecting. I had thought it would be completely different because
No, it's the exact same herb.
You are doing us such a kindness with this. Is there anything that you need? Anything perhaps we can, as we travel around the island, anything that we can look out for that you need desperately?
Do you know what goes in these?
Plants.
Epinol. I'm gonna give a list of the ingredients that I'd used in the healing potion.
Cool, those. Well, specifically the main herb. Bring that and I'll be pretty happy.
History, nature, arcana, to
Make
work
a-
out what it is.
Make
I show a
Yeah.
sprig of the stuff.
It's got some, yeah.
What did you say? Nature.
Yes.
18.
18, yeah. I mean, it's
Well, know what it is.
It's a relatively common herb beneath, like in forests and caves, etc., etc. And it is the core ingredient for healing potions. So yeah, you would find on the main continent, herbalists would stock a lot of this because healing potions are much sought after.
Yep.
£3 for a healing potion.
Okay, cool. Well, we've got a bag of holding. Let's pack the shit out of it.
Yep.
So, in terms of divvying these up, I think Pa should have the superior because you keep getting effed up.
And I'm currently out.
Oh.
So
And then-
thank you very much.
Oh, that's what it is. It's a type of mushroom. There you go. Now I've actually
That
come
would
back
make
and
sense.
checked
It's
my
growing
notes.
in gloomy
Yeah.
conditions.
Yep, it is a mushroom.
Mushroom.
I had thought it was a plant, but yeah, okay, mushroom.
So we had one superior, one greater, and two basic.
Mm-hmm.
One superior, two basic.
One superior, just two basic, no
Yeah,
greater.
no greater.
Okay.
Yeah, he was going to give you a greater and a
Three.
lesser and three lesser, and then said I can give you two lesser and a superior.
Okay. Anyone else feeling short, healing potion wise?
Eldoran
Good.
usually has his hands free to take potions when he's fighting.
Eldoran has quite a collection of potions as it is.
Well, I'll take one then, because I got one to shade.
I've got great.
It's an in-character way of saying you don't use your bonus action very much.
Paladins don't do bonus actions. They really don't.
Yeah, they
It's
Isn't
like
the
you drink a
shield bash
potion
bonus
with it.
action? Isn't the shield bash?
Yeah,
didn't know
shield
you
bash.
had
Shield bash
potions
is a bonus
already.
action.
yeah.
I'm not your mom.
I think potions work quite well for people who sort of stay at a distance. Because I can then run in and just be like, okay, yeah, you need that. But actually people who can run in, unlike, squishies. We're still relatively squishy, but we stand a bit further back, but then we can run in and get back out again without too much problem.
Same.
Well, you can't, you just fucking ran in once and died.
What if I don't die?
Yes,
can quite
if you don't die, you are quite useful.
I
in
would be
combat.
like
I agree with
perfect
that.
for that. I have the most speed, so I can be like, here's one for you, here's one for you, here's one for you.
This is where you have to pick a fight with the
Anyway, yes,
So
we
who's
leave the
having
town.
Yeah.
So who's having the other basic lesser?
I don't need it.
Alright, took one.
I'll take one. I don't know how many potions I have, so I presume it's 0, which means
Sure.
I would appreciate one.
There we go. That answers that one.
That does it.
Superior is 8
You had
plus
0.
8.
Oh, I
It is.
don't
Hang on.
remember
Okay,
who
have
gave
two
me
then.
that.
2d4,
I've got
44.
loads.
Yeah,
You
84
should
plus
have
8.
some.
8 plus 8.
I mean, maybe I'll spend
It's a
some
lot
of
of
my
healing.
starting roll.
It's one less
so
before.
No, well,
review
The
my
biggest one is the
inventory.
Supreme, which is 10d4 plus 20,
Lovely.
From
which randomly just follows a
Ramps it up.
different
From
percentage.
where?
Yeah, but also follows a different method. Because all the others are the same number of d4s and the same bonus. And that one just randomly is like, nah, it's different now. But yeah, it's also
Freak me out.
incredibly expensive.
20,000 gold or something.
That's something like that. Yeah, they're insane.
It's really not worth it most of the time.
I mean, it is. Because
Yeah.
it's one action, one bonus action to heal all of that, as opposed to having to drink 5 healing potions.
Yeah. Anyway, from what's it? Yeah.
Cool. So you guys make your way out of Dudolf's and then leave town.
As we're walking out, I say, yeah, I do still have 2 greater healing potions and 3 regular ones if anyone needs them.
Now he tells us.
I've mentioned it every time we've gone into a fight.
He does. He
You,
does.
you always
literally
have
say
like 3 or
every
4
time.
potions, so you always say no.
Oh. Well, now I have one. I have one big fuck off one.
I will give you a greater and a lesser healing potion as well.
Oh, good God! Thank you.
I actually do herbalism, so my character does occasionally just make potions when downtime occurs.
Yes, I do apologise for that last comment, but I do have range healing, and I rather thought you guys were doing from what
I
Shay told
thought we
me.
were doing okay until a troll bit my shoulder out.
For a moment, we were doing fine.
It was a good reminder that
One
this
of
is
each of the
a
first
place to play around.
Yes, I shall not.
I
I
don't.
shall not be so
You'll
blasé
need it.
without an extra fight.
I guess we're just testing limitations.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So we're
Learn from
walking northeast-ish.
I shall lead.
Upside down. Oh dear.
You'll be going straight east, I think. Actually, well, no, not quite straight east because you got to go.
Keep the
Yeah.
map back.
No, I know roughly where you're going. Yeah.
For the first 20 minutes of the journey, I'm going to be looking out for Espinal. As I now know, it's very common here. I would have been picking up beforehand, to be honest. For the
That's
reason.
fair. Make a perception check.
Yeah. Only for the first 20 minutes, because after that, we're going to be looking out for signs of
Mm-hmm.
natural 20, so 24.
Wonderful.
It's everywhere.
There are no forests, there are no caves, it's just plains.
No, it's because it's meant to be in gloom. That's why it's in forests and
Oh,
caves.
I
Yeah.
know.
We are covered.
So, a total of 24. You said
24.
24. Cool. You can find enough and harvest enough for essentially 5 healing potions.
Okay, so 15 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
We're just picking up resources like Pac-Man, just nom.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
What, actually
Yeah.
eating the mushroom while he's going, and the guy gets it and he goes, guys, there's children. Wait,
No,
they
no.
disappeared.
He just urinates into vials.
Yeah,
Pre-filled.
Puts them in his bag.
It's extremely common here.
I'll be honest, I'm going to be counting a lot of this. It's all going to be going in the bag.
Dude, how
That's
long
cool.
does it take you to actually make one?
I think it's a
Takes a
day.
day.
Okay, there we go. There's a
Takes a bit of time.
And 25 gold, I think it is.
yeah.
Still useful to have a rather
Yes.
than buy them.
So, so you guys get to. It's very easy to spot the point at which you are out of sight of both the town and anything else that might be a walled settlement, because you can't see the town and you can't see wooden walls anywhere. So you're in amongst hills. Yeah, you're on hills. At the
Shamshi,
bottom of
you're
hills.
the best at trying to find signs of travel and passage.
I would like to cast a spell.
You get camp spell from the Darkness. No, yeah, cool.
Well, we
Damn you,
found it.
darkness, my old friend.
Strikes
Why
again.
would you do this to me again?
In which case, I shall cast Enhance Ability on myself.
Wunderbar.
So that way I can enhance my perceptive skills.
Yep.
And boost my intelligence. Wisdom.
Wisdom.
And yeah,
Sure, you do want to boost your strength at doing
if
that.
I have a look around for tracks, scruffles, or
Yep.
some kind of
I do remind you that there has been
Scrolls.
a basket of people walking through today.
Yep.
Probably
There's
a
been a
bit
big
of
group of people walking through. Fine.
I
Make,
shall help you.
Here we have
And then-
advantage.
Oh, is that what that gave?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
a bonus. Never mind.
and if the rest of you would remain on the lookout for maybe monsters.
Oh, that's what I was going to do.
Dark.
I was going to keep an
Yeah.
eye out.
Okay.
Got a tree.
Yeah, look.
Oh,
Would this be perception,
Okay,
that's
investigation?
survival.
Yeah, just
Survival
don't
check.
fall out, right? I could. But
Oi.
Oh, that's not what you want.
Oh well. Basic math 13.
13.
No.
Okay. How long are you going to spend looking around for signs of stuff?
But to be honest, however long it takes for us to go through the zone, right? So we're going to the enclosure to look at children.
it takes 5 minutes.
This is sort of
I
like
did.
Okay,
way
yeah. So,
through,
you're
right?
sort of just looking around as you're walking. You're not like stopping to properly.
No,
I think we've done that.
Yeah, I know it is. Properly scan the area or anything. Okay, cool. So looking around, you can't see any signs of what's going on. As a point, this is the first time you guys, as you're walking, you're actually walking through mud now. You're no longer walking across stone.
Oh.
Lovely. I have
But it is very. There's no like grass growing anywhere. It is just mud.
Is the mud black?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Is it like dry or does it feel a bit damp?
It's a little bit down.
Squelch, squelch.
Yeah, but it's also
Yeah.
the reason why Epinol was growing, because it wouldn't grow through rock.
I got a 22 while looking around for any dangers.
Yep, that's fine.
Oh yeah,
I
we
rolled
do
a
that.
7.
Yeah.
I got an 18 for perception.
That's cool. So you're looking around. It's hard to get a sense because you're moving through relatively quickly, and literally earlier this day, a large group of people came through this area. and a lot of the tracks are just sort of anything that was here has been destroyed by a group of like 200 or so people making their way through the area.
Okay.
So 7, 20, 22,
18.
18,
11.
11. Cool. You didn't roll.
I'm busy leading.
Fair. Okay. Cool.
I'm delegating.
Icarus would have looked if he had been here, I think. So I'll roll for him and then check his skills. He got a 16. Cool. No dangers. No dangers. No dangers. No dangers.
Yeah, 'cause we're not setting a disco off this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone, lights on. I mean, no.
The only thing you really noticed is sort of halfway up one of the hills. There's sort of it's very difficult to see. There seems to be a very like it could be a cave. It could just be like a pile of rocks. You're not entirely sure.
I pointed out just in case that it could be something that looks like it might be a cave.
How far is it from us?
It's up the hill, so it would be hill was like so you got to go sort of 60, 70 feet up the hill, sort of thing.
Well, that could be a good base for a quick strike, tactical strike on anyone travelling through this area. Provides cover and, well, in the shade, you deflate so no one will notice you until you burst forth.
Are there any signs of like boulders being pushed down the hill or anything?
Nope.
Not wishing to fight yet another group of trolls, maybe we should just...
I want to investigate it.
Especially if we may end up returning this direction with
Perhaps it's best if I scout it
How
myself.
long have we been scouting this area for?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
We're just walking through it basically.
The owl's wisdom will only last for an hour here, which is what I'm using to try to investigate it a bit more thoroughly here.
Maybe you
I
both
would quite like to look through the enclosure. And
Well, yeah, but I just thought I'd go and make sure it's empty and there's no
Yeah.
threat before we.
Yeah, I'm not
It's a
saying we
good idea.
stop here, we just need to give that a quick once over.
we should maybe also ask the guards at the enclosure whether they know of anything at that hill or cave. If it's anything like the ravine, something that people are aware of.
Yeah.
A landmark, as it were.
Whilst they're not here, we should do our own investigation. So yes, please.
Okie dokie, I cast a spell.
Cool. Spell will occur.
I'm invisible.
Cool. And you're stealthing up to the thingy.
Yep.
Make a stealth check.
Whilst he's doing that, let's move closer to the side of the road nearer to him so we can
Woo! Thank you, dice. 29.
29. That's a good roll.
support him as required if he should come to any danger.
So, Darek casts invisibility, and then you completely lose track of where he is. As he just completely disappears. A bit like Shay did, literally
Not
like
really fazed
4
by
hours
that.
ago.
Kind of used to it now, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I'm used to it. I just walk over to the bottom of the hill and get my bow out and
Ready yourself down the bottom.
yeah,
Cool.
and keep an eye out
Pull
in
out
case
my
of
bow as well.
movement.
Cool. So you make your way up towards the cavern. It's very strange. You're looking at it. As you're sort of just walking through, it looks like just part of the hill, which is like oddly shaped hill. You wouldn't have realised that it was a cave unless Aegis had literally been like, oh, there's a cave there. Especially with the colour of the rocks and the colour of the mud. But when you get up there, it's quite large.
The disguise of the cave, is that just naturally occurring, or has it been deliberately sort of crafted?
Make a nature check.
Oh, good. I'm really good at them. 19.
19. It looks pretty natural.
Right. Okay.
It's a dark cave with dark boulders on black mud.
Dark mud.
Yeah, it's just, quite possibly no one's ever seen it. They might not, they're probably not looking out for cave entrance, just sort of scanning to see if anything comes over the hill.
Okay.
sort of scanning it. So yeah, it's about 20 foot, sort of like a 20-foot diameter cave, and it just sort of goes straight into the hill. It goes in like it's immediately begins sloping. A very slight slope to begin with, and then sort of like 10-15 feet in it turns down sharply.
Any fresh tracks here?
Make a survival check.
Oh, thank you
You're
guys.
rolling well, mate.
19 again.
19. Yes. Well, not fresh tracks. There are tracks here. You can see tracks of roughly a week or so old of about 7 humanoids.
Cool.
They entered the cave. There's no tracks coming out of the cave.
Uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't go in.
Go in.
Yeah, this is the stupid week. Shall I go?
Cool. You step into the cave. Are you going? How far down the cave are you going? Just going to where the lip is, and it starts going. It has a slightly steeper.
Yeah, I'll go in like 30 feet.
Cool. So you'll go down the slightly steeper bit.
Yeah.
Awesome. As you start making your way down,
Going down to Goblin Town.
If only it were goblins.
no.
That's alright. I'm on the right side for that. I can make myself look like a goblin. That's fine.
It is again pitch black in here, like really, like super dark.
My goggles are working overtime.
Yes. Yeah. As you start making your way down the decline, you sort of take a step, and the temperature drastically drops. And as you're breathing, you're immediately seeing your breath appear in front of you.
No, do not like. I'm leaving. Because I'm not invisible if I'm walking around making a cloud every time I breathe in and out.
Mm-hmm. Bear with 1 sec.
Oh, damn it. Yeah.
Oh dear. We may have up here.
It doesn't matter. If I die, I haven't got revive anyway, so it's not a problem if I'm by myself when I die. if I die with you guys, I'm still dead
Yeah.
anyway. Doesn't make a difference.
But if you died with us, one of us might not die.
As we hold Darek up to take the arrow as it's coming our way.
Yeah.
That's what good for. Shield.
Yeah,
He came in use in your
Just
afterlife.
tie him onto your arm as a
You've got to
buckler.
consider, Erla would not let her test subject die so easily.
Meanwhile, the circle
What?
of life plays.
What would you say is Derek's
Greatest fear.
highest desire? The thing that he would desire most?
Oh,
Oh no.
Archmage.
Library?
Prostitutes.
Wow.
That's a really complicated question for Darek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I realise.
What would you want him to think about it?
Okay, well, for simplicity, when it turns cold and you start seeing your breath, you get the sensation that you are close to the thing you most desire.
What? That. But do I feel that feels wrong? Or is that like an overwhelming kind of magical charm effect thing that I'm just like?
It's not forcing
Oh,
you.
it's nearly here.
Yeah, it's not forcing you to go anywhere near, but you
I
can.
just feel it.
You just immediately have the sense of, oh, the thing I really, really want, it's close by, it's nearby.
Yeah, but how would I know that? Because I can't see it.
Mhm.
It's just yeah, no,
Gut hunch.
I think that's a weird magical thing, and Derek's had lots of weird magical things happen to him. So that just adds to my level of freak outitude.
Yep.
So I am full on double dashing.
Yeah, you're
dashing
like,
is my action, dashing is my bonus
Yep.
action right out of that cave. I'm a tiny invisible blur. Just yeah. Me.
Yeah, yeah. As you run your 75 feet just straight out the cave,
Yeah.
back down the hill again.
Do we hear him coming? Do we hear as he just runs?
No,
Yeah,
you just see the
Yeah.
mud flying.
Yeah, you'll see the mud sort of just up, and then probably some slight panting as he just arrives next to you.
Guys, that was really. Oh, sorry, I dropped it.
Oh, there you are.
There's tracks going into the cave. The cave is weird. The cave's the problem.
The cave is the
What's wrong
problem.
with it?
It's really cold, and then it makes you feel like you want to keep going. I can't really describe it. You have to go in there, but it's
How many tracks were there?
like
7.
6 or 7.
So we're coming
Humanoids.
back here again then later.
Yes, very much so. Yes, the cave's a problem.
And you wanted to get there
Mark it on the map.
Get where soon, I'm sorry.
the
The enclosure.
the enclosure with the children.
Well, I was indeed looking to look for the children if we knew. The children were a great priority when we had no idea where either of them were, but now where we have a very good suggestion of where one is, but still no clue as the other, I would still be happy to take the group's decision on whether we should immediately check out that cave. Do you understand the point I'm trying to make here?
Okay, so bird in hand.
I don't know why they went into that cave, but I know why they didn't come out.
You're suggesting they did.
I'm suggesting there's something in there that's drawn them in. I think the cave is the problem. As long as people don't go in the cave, I think the cave is fine. If people know to be wary of this area, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I think we can leave that for now. But I mean, it's a real problem. Whichever one we have 2 groups of missing people. Whichever one we investigate first, that has the highest chance of us finding them alive. And also, these people have been missing for a week. The children have been missing for a few days.
Okay, here's my logic for this. That cave is not like the troll cave, right? So we know nothing's going to come out to have a go at things walking past. It's enticing them in, yes?
It doesn't
Right.
have to.
So it is, for the most part, relatively safe. We can, traffic will go past it. If they don't see it, it's all good. It's not like something's going to come out and ambush them. So, that being said, I feel like we should go and do a once-over of the enclosure, talk to the guards there, see what they know, what they don't know, maybe. Because I feel like that's just going to live by itself up there quite happily.
I agree, but for a different reason. I believe we should go and the children have the best. We've had the best chance of finding children alive.
Well, yes. If for every day that someone
mean-
is missing, the chances of them being found is exponentially less.
To be completely honest, I don't share your optimism and either party is alive, but sure, let's go get closure.
Well, we found the
That's all
result
I'm not in
of
charge.
one.
I mean, you're making an assumption that we're going to find both groups near simultaneously.
No, I just expect them to both be dead.
Well, the point I'm trying to make is you're assuming we'll have an outcome today. Saying they've been missing for 10 days might not be true, because if we don't find them for another 5 days, it'll be 15 days.
And I still expect them to be dead.
Can we stop wasting time discussing about if they may or not be dead? Because that's just
30
increasing the
seconds
chances
or
of
so.
finding them being dead. So,
Let's go then.
what the map says,
So which is the decision? Are we going to the cave or the town?
the town.
Town.
1 town, 2 town, 3 town?
Town.
Any more? Aegis, Shade.
To the town.
Icarus says town. Let's go
I
town.
would say go to the enclosure.
Yes.
Yeah, which is
That's
where
town.
the kids
Town.
were.
Yes.
Town.
So I'll say the
Town.
enclosure
Kids.
just because. Was it raining 10 days before? Were we told or?
You weren't told.
Okay.
We're going to the
Yeah,
town.
I would say because we want to do the
And it sounded
investigation.
that we had a majority. I
Yeah.
just want to
You
make
said there
sure
was
everyone's
Mark
opinion.
going through it. Would there be? Might it hadn't rained or something? Was like wondering.
To the enclosure.
You go to the
Yes.
enclosure. Wonderful.
I don't know.
Cool. So you follow on the route you're on. I assume you're moving a little bit quicker now because you don't need to keep an eye out for things around. You've got.
Ow, I don't use one.
That's fair.
Just always bash it.
Because you think you've got an idea of where the town leader might have gone. So you eventually reach the point where you come round the base of one of the hills, not the hill with the cave on, the other hill. Come around that, and you find it's actually a very sort of wide open space. But you can see the sort of sections of it. There are like chopped tree trunks missing. Tree trunks missing. There are chopped trees. They've got
The stump.
the stump. That's the word.
There were so many words in that sentence.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know
I know.
what I was.
The thing is, I understood exactly what you
Oh
meant.
yeah,
Same.
same.
Yeah.
It was just a.
What,
I know,
what
yes.
a mess.
It was a mess. Yeah, it's just like part one.
I don't want to talk about part one.
So there's the scattering of stumps. So this didn't used to be a wide open area, and then you can see a similar sort of wooden wall in the middle of it as what was around the town. Just it's not on a river. It's quite a large area. It's probably a good 150 or so feet like radius, so sort of like 300 foot wide. There is a gatehouse. You cannot see guards in the same way that you couldn't see them at the village, but you are able to make out things like arrow slits and stuff like that. And as you guys make your way up towards the gatehouse, I assume you're going straight to the gatehouse.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll call a session there, and we'll pick up next week as you guys start talking to people there.
I've got the coin out.
Just out in the air so you don't get shot. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's pretty good way of approaching.
Yeah. So cool. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed this episode. I know I have. It has been very entertaining. Go check out Destai and Christopher Rolls, and go look on our social media. Links are all in the description below for the various things. Our Twitch channel has a lot of activity on it now, so I highly recommend checking that out. There's some fun stuff. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video. Goodbye.